one.
How'd you do in the SATs?
I'm like 14, 10, something like that.
Are you smart?
Kind of. Like, yes.
1410. Dude, you even know what we're doing and you still can't say it.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say that. It's like, you don't say that.
Yeah, you
End
don't
of
say
story.
it.
Hey guys, this is Jerry. So I'm wearing my bow tie again because a lot of you said it looked cool. So, Sociology 119 at Penn State. I don't know which Penn State campus this was, or this is. This course is going on right now. But this professor, I'm going to call him Washed Up Rockstar. So, Washed Up Rockstar professor is trying to teach people about psychology, about perceptions, etc. And he's talking about East versus West. And in the East, like this girl as an example we just saw, maybe they're a little bit more humble. Maybe they don't think of themselves as great. Maybe they don't like to be the center of attention. They want to be part of something, right? Whereas in the West, they overestimate their abilities. They might have more confidence, and they also want to be the one to stand out, right? So he's talking about this, and this girl that he's asking makes a very great point that I want to expand on. So let's see what he says to our professor and why I think it's so brilliant.
I had a young woman from China. She had a perfect score 2 semesters ago, a perfect score on the SATs. I said, "Are you smart?" And she's like, "No, not really." You see what I mean? This is the thing.
But most of the Chinese student, international student here have 1400 GPA.
Yeah, exactly.
So you
how they
don't
got
say
here.
that. Like, it's not a big deal.
You don't say it. That's right. But if you were American, you would. It's just no. But this part of being an American, you would. Are you kidding? If she went to China and someone asked her if she was smart, trust me, she would be like, "Yeah, of course I'm smart."
So I didn't watch the rest of the lecture, so I don't know how the professor and if he responded more than what was available in this clip. But to really understand this kind of, you might interpret it as lack of confidence or an inability to talk yourself up, or maybe even a misestimation of your actual abilities, but you can't separate it from the cultural / the actual context of things. You know, it's such a pressure cooker environment in China. And just like she says, it's natural for someone to get that kind of score to be able to come to America to study. So what I'm trying to get at is, it really depends on what you're comparing yourself against. If you come from an environment where people are getting 900 out of 1600s on their SATs, and let's say 26 or 25 out of 36 on their ACTs, then of course you're going to see someone with, let's say, a 34 or 33 or 30 on their ACTs and be like, why does that person not feel highly about his or herself? It's better than me. But in that person's context, in that person's environment, that might not be anything. I got a 35 out of 36 on my math section of the ACT. And that was just average for University of Pennsylvania. You know, I didn't go to Penn State. I went to University of Pennsylvania. So it's a different caliber of people. I'm not saying we're smarter. I'm just saying we studied harder and maybe we studied smarter. But at University of Pennsylvania, you know, we were the top. A lot of us were valedictorians, etc. I wasn't, but there were a lot of valedictorians, etc. at our school. But because in our school we were that level, all of us still felt inadequate and stupid because there was always someone still better than us. You see? So a lot of it has to deal with your comparison group. And I don't think this point got passed on to our professor, because our professor, I think, is over associating this culture of humbleness, which definitely exists in China and a lot of countries outside of America, but he's also not understanding the pressure cooker environment that maybe is not causing humbleness to be the number one thing that gets evoked when you're asked this question of, are you smart, based on your test scores? But actually it's a realistic evaluation of your environment. If everyone gets 1400 or above, then you're just average, right? According to you, and you're not going to downward comparison. So you're not going to say, dude, even though, let's say, most of the white people at Penn State got 900 or, 1000 or, let's say, 1100, and I got 1400, therefore I'm smarter than them, you're probably going to say something like, oh yeah, they're stupid. But, I'm just being funny. The point is, and I'm going to bring in something from Professor Jordan Peterson on this, it's useless. And a lot of times, as you can see, it's kind of detrimental if you compare yourself too much with other people. And this is something I told my cousin once when he was telling me that he felt like, he was inadequate. He felt like he's 2 years out of college. He didn't do anything. He feels like he's not as good as his other relatives. And I told him, look, Jordan Peterson said this, and it's one of the few things I completely 100% agree with him on. Professor Jordan Peterson said, always compare yourself with how you were. Don't compare yourself with other people. Don't compare yourself with your neighbors, with your best friends, with your classmates, with your valedictorian. Don't compare yourself with those other students in your class, because you don't know what their situations were. You don't know what their environments were, right? You also don't know what their basic genetic building blocks fundamentals are. So you don't know any of these initial or current conditions. So you don't know what's caused them to get to where they are right now. Unless you do a twin study and you raise the two twins at the exact same type of way, it's useless to compare yourself to other people. You don't have to be that radical. You could say, yes, sometimes you should compare yourself to other people a little bit, just because you want to know where the times are going. You want to know where things are going, right? So maybe you should, just for your own information, compare yourself once in a while, but don't make it the be-all, end-all, or don't make it the make or break based on how you compare to other people, because we've established it's pointless. So I think that is a good lesson we can learn from this lecture. Again, we're trying to learn something and move forward. We're not just trying to criticize in this talk. So there's one thing we saw from this lecture that I wanted to build on. It's try your best to think about how you are now, and think about if you were to give yourself advice 5 years ago, would you be able to give yourself some good advice? If you can, I think that's a sign that you've grown as a person, so you should be proud of yourself. Maybe if we all can be like that, we don't have to have this East versus West type of bullshit. Oh, one culture's more humble, all of that generalization. Just compare yourself to yourself. Now, if you compare yourself to how you were, let's say, a year ago, and you've gone down, then maybe we need to talk. So, anyways, guys, I will do more reflections and critiques of the Sociology 119 course that's going pretty viral online right now. And to Mr. washed up, whatever, rock star professor, whatever your name is, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. If you want to respond to this, if you want to interview on my channel, please let me know. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Let me know what you guys think, and more to come tomorrow.